Hey guys! So I'm doing something a little bit different today. Let me know what you think. I am just twisting up my hair and wanted to talk to you guys more about our situation and hopefully get your feedback.
She's awake. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi. So, how you feel?
I feel fine.
She got to take her breakfast to go right now.
Even at one point, my husband told me I was making 4 times more than him. I could not believe that. I was like, really? Because I was never about like, ooh, how much you making? What you doing? I was just like, working, get all we can in here, get all we can in here. I viewed it as I'm helping my husband. You know, I viewed it as this is helping him be free, you know, and helping us be free.
All right, so she's off at work. Abby and I at this point have been married for 7 years. April will be 8 years. And we've always been a 2-income household.
Fast forward to having Gia and him really wanting me to be a stay-at-home mom. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know.
So now, kind of going down to one income, one full-time income. I gotta say, as a husband that didn't grow up in a situation where I had a model of a primary breadwinner and a full-time homemaker, it's a little hard for me. As I work through those issues, it's been kind of a up and down battle. Insecurity plays a huge part. Like, can I do this?
A lot of things that should be easy, you know, for me aren't. And just admitting that to myself, admitting that, you know, to my husband, he's so gracious towards me.
There's something called the 2-income trap. And the 2-income trap is this. More than ever before, households have both parents working, mainly because their expenses are so vast to where they need 2 incomes in order to support their lifestyles. So in our country, obviously that translates to higher stress levels, our babies being in a situation where mommy and daddy can't spend as much time with them during the day for a number of different reasons.
How I thought as a kid, I knew I would work, I knew I would go to college and that I would have a career, but I always viewed it as my income would be supplemental, not what like funded our life. You know, my income would go towards savings, my income would go towards vacations, my income would go towards like extra. It wouldn't go towards like, you know, paying the bills and like keeping us afloat. That wasn't the case when I got married, and so things took just a very different direction. I never saw being a stay-at-home mom or not being a breadwinner, let alone a primary breadwinner, as an option. My husband came from a background of like partnership.
But man, let me tell you, in trying to get better and really believing that outside of God, like our number one priority, the health of our family, this is a big leap of faith for us. Great thing about it is that in getting out of the 2-income trap by paying off debt, living below our means, it puts us in an amazing position for me to, again, step into what we believe is a creation role of the man being the provider, and mommy's income, whatever that may be, we're not going to live in a way to where that's like needed. And if you kind of look at, especially in the African American community, not only single mother situations, but just in general, man, like the amount of stress, the level of both external and internal stress, that's kind of hard for a woman to stand up under for decades, right? So as you just saw her, she just pulled off. Man, I tell you, it's a great joy of my life for sure, seeing her pull off to the last day so that she can be home taking care of our baby girl. I'm super excited for her. I mean, she is for sure God's greatest gift to me, like hands down, right?
So Gia is 13 months old, and I have worked a full total of 15 days in her whole life. And so I did that for about 6 months. I was only working 3 days a month. And then I came home to be full-time stay-at-home mom with her in December. So that's a little bit of background and insight. And so I'm in a situation now where I am, you know, looking into going back to work.
So it's just always important to download your thoughts, and when you're in process, to just kind of like be honest with yourself and deal with the inner you, because I know for me it's really easy for me to suppress things and to kind of keep trucking and to keep moving forward, all the while not asking myself, why am I doing what I'm doing? I tend not to be methodical as a strength. I tend not to be a person who is very like supervision focused. I tend to be super like, hey, I kind of have my month goal, or kind of know where I'm headed over the next 60 days. But anything beyond that, I have to pull from a really deep place, or it has to be a situation where I'm forced to answer hard questions. And so I've been downloading and thinking about this idea of fear being self-oppression. I tend to be a person who is very motivated by appreciation and like being in the moment, but I definitely see how when having to think more long term, that strikes up fear in my heart, because maybe feeling like incapable of that, or having to think more strategically. And so then I find where I'm weak, and I don't like feeling that. So when I'm not able to capitalize on my strengths, when I can't readily like articulate my strong points with something, I tend to shy away from that and just focus on my strengths, or just stay comfortable, because in comfortable situations I'm able to be the competent one and to be the one who's able to come to the rescue or provide relief for others, or relief for a project, or to provide a quick solution. So with that being said, it is interesting to be in a situation where there's a big urge and a push to kind of move beyond my comfort zone in some areas, and that is it makes me uncomfortable. And so because of that uncomfort, I definitely see how in the past I've self-sabotaged in a way. At the top of the year, stepping into the primary breadwinner position, it's been interesting because with that, obviously with
the sole provider. Primary breadwinner is what means
secondary. Great. So the sole provider situation, with Abby being home with Gia, it is so interesting because it's as I've stepped into this role, it's also allowed her and given her the room to also step into a new role in a different position. And with that comes a lot of growing pains. With that comes the revealing of insecurities.
I didn't want to make him feel like I don't believe in you, or I don't feel like you can provide for us, or whatever. And then so I just had to also be like, I'm not that awesome at this stay-at-home mom life either. I'm trying that, and that's some of what you see here on our channel as we try to get better together. It's very real. Like, we're really figuring this thing out.
With that comes the revealing of new strengths that maybe you didn't know that you had. And so we're in this really interesting spot where Abby, and you'll probably see this, but Abby definitely has been journeying through like what it means to be a stay-at-home mom. Does she want to be a full-time stay-at-home mom? And in particular, in the Christian circles, if she wants to work a couple of days a week, why is that looked down on, or why is that you circumventing or giving up your rightful God-given, ordained mantle to just be at home? Like, what's that about?
So I personally didn't grow up seeing stay-at-home moms. Like, I really didn't. I knew that they existed, but I thought that it was something that was sort of like for people like who weren't educated, maybe, or if you had like a lot of kids. But I never knew until college that was something people like aspired to, And then I didn't know until college that people like went to college, got degrees with the aspiration of being a stay-at-home mom. Like, that was mind-blowing to me, because I thought you go to college, like, you pay all this money like for the degree so that you use it, So that was really interesting to me, so that you use it like in the field, not just for your household. As time went on, I started to be exposed more and more to that. And then I started to see that really amongst white evangelicals, that was sort of the golden standard. Being a stay-at-home mom was sort of like the way that you lived out your Christian walk and your ministry of motherhood and, wifehood. And so that was very interesting to me.
So it's creating a lot of great conversations in our home. And we're really landing on this thing where you really see that some things are, it really is okay. Like, if it works for you and what God has given to you as your portion, and you're stewarding what he's called you to steward, like, and you're taking your talents you're taking your talents and you're being faithful with your talents, then that's where like the conquering, that's where the blessing, that's where the overwhelming like supply of God really comes from, because you're really stepping into like a groove of like of who you really are, and you're coming from a place of like authenticity. And so it's a lot that we're journeying through, a lot that I'm having to really face, like I said before, uncomfortable, and to see again the power of self-sabotage, and how like literally in this world, if you want it, you really can't go get it.
So I really took it upon myself to start to study, to really see and reconcile, what do I want to model for my daughter? You know, what does the scripture say? Like, what do I believe? Not looking to my left or to my right at what anyone else is doing, but just like, what does that look like? What is my conviction? And what I really come down to is, it's not so much about, do you work outside the home? Do you work in the home? Do you work at all? Do you help your husband with like bringing in income? Is your husband the sole provider? Do you have a dual income household? Like, you know, all of these things. What I really come to see is that for me, it's about, as a wife and mother, your home is the priority. Hi guys.
Hi.
If your husband is, you know, a hard worker and he's doing everything he can do in his power, but there is still a lack, or you guys aren't able to, you know, have the lifestyle, sustain the lifestyle, maintain the lifestyle, whatever, and just you're not able to reach your financial goals, whatever that may be, it's important to help. We are called to be helpers, to help me. I'm obviously still going to be devoted to my household, and if at any point this job, you know, situation comes in between my ability to be a devoted wife and mother, then it's got to go. I had an interview today for a position. Today's Friday. I will hear back on Monday, so we will see. I really connected with the lady I interviewed with, would be my boss at the job, and I met would-be coworkers as well, and we just vibed. Like, we vibed really well. It'll be a great career move, and just a good opportunity, really good opportunity, and will work very well for like our household structure as far as the schedule and stuff. There will be a couple things to maybe work out, but we'll see. So I'll keep you posted. Hey guys, so I'm back from my first day at work, and it went really well. I'm really excited about being a part of this organization. It's just a blessing when you can be a part of a company that you agree with their mission and their philosophy on helping people, and so it's awesome. So transitioning back to being a work outside of the home mom, day one is done, in the books. So thank you so much for your well wishes and your support. Alrighty. Yay. Oh.
I think that's it. Yeah. Cool.